Well, good morning, everyone. Here with my Kicking Horse coffee. It's good coffee. You have to try it. I'm starting out a little late today, but I'm going to be sharing with you 3 really super nice chords. They're real cool and they're super easy, and I think it's something that is really good to have in your bag of tricks. So let's just get started with that. I'm a little late this morning, and I apologize for that. I was hoping to get this out sooner, but I was so hungry I had to have breakfast. So, did you ever get so hungry you just gotta eat? They say you'll eat a horse or you'll eat anything. It's true though. I remember when I was hitchhiking, I was coming into San Francisco over the Golden Gate Bridge for the first time, seeing this beautiful city. And it scared me half to death. It was like, where do you go? I mean, it was nighttime. All I could see were these lights and hills, and it was amazing. But I was able to, when I got into the city, was able to get a little job. Actually, I stayed in one of those hotels, you know. They had like one room. You get the room, and then they would let you have use the bathroom. It was a community bathroom and shower. And then they gave you breakfast and dinner at nighttime. I mean, it was really good and very, very cheap. I forgot what it was per day. It was like $15 or something like that. I mean, we're talking back in the 70s. But I was so hungry when I got into that room, and dinner was over. I missed that. And so I opened up the drawer, and in the drawer there were 3 or 4 crackers just loose in there. And there were like 7 or 8 sunflower seeds, you know, with the shells still on it. And I thought, I am starving. And so I made a feast out of those. So it's true, if you're hungry, you'll eat anything. You know, I really was satisfied by that. Of course, I was so skinny, didn't take much. I'm spoiled now. I'm definitely spoiled. But I laugh when I think about that. But let's get into these chords. We're going to do 3 really cool chords today. I'll show you some different variations of them. It shouldn't take too long, but once you learn those, you're going to find it's going to add to your playing. Now, one thing I want to remind you is that when I finger pick, I use the thumb for the low strings, the 3 low strings, E, A, D. That thumb's dedicated there. And then I take these 3 fingers and I dedicate it to the higher strings, G, B, E. Okay, so that's what I'm doing when you see me. This is not a lesson in finger picking, but just so you know, that's how I'm doing it. Okay, so I'm going to show you these 3 really cool chords, and I'm assuming that you know the E minor chord, and that you know the C chord, and that you know the G chord. Okay, so if you don't know those chords, you probably should stop this video and find those chord formations and learn those, because you really need to know them to go any further. Okay, so if you know those chords, let's get started. Okay, the first one is called the E minor ninth, and so if you know the E minor chord, go ahead and play it, and put your pointer finger down on the 5th string, 2nd fret, and so on. There you go. Right next to it, you'll put your middle finger. Okay, there's your E minor. All right. So to do the E minor ninth, we simply have to go and take the ring finger and put it on the 1st string, 2nd fret, right along with it. See that? So now that's the E minor ninth. When you hear that chord, it's like, well, what in the world could you even do with that? It just sort of sounds like it's out there, like it goes nowhere. It doesn't close anything. It needs something more, and it definitely does. But let me show you one other place where you can do that chord. Okay, so if you take this is the E minor ninth once again, just in a different place. You just take your pointer finger, move it up to the 7th fret, 2nd string, and then take your middle finger, put it on the 5th string, 9th fret. Take your ring finger, put it on the 4th string, 9th fret. there it is, same chord. Same chord. Okay. You could play the open E, but without it, it sounds just like this one. Right? I like the whole, all of them. That sounds really good. Okay? All right. So that being said, let's move on. So the E9, you can resolve it using a D, a G, but it definitely needs something else. So we're gonna try the next chord, the next cool chord. All right, it's called the C add 9. Now, what do you mean when we say add 9? Well, actually, the add 9 is a second octave higher. Just remember that. Let me explain to you what I mean by the second. Okay, this 5 fingers, we're going to number them here as being number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Learn how to count your fingers when you're a kid. Okay, so there's number 1. And so the number 1 note here is C. It's our root note. We're playing a C chord, basically. We're going to add 9. So our root note is C, so that's number 1. So what's the second? What's number 2? It's a D. So if you take the D and you make it an octave higher and you add it to a C chord, you're adding 9 because it's the second an octave higher added to your chord. Okay? So the D an octave higher and added 9. So where's the D? The D is here on the second string. Okay, 3rd fret. There's the D. So play your C chord and then put your pinky finger down on the 2nd string, 3rd fret, and you just added 9. There it is right there. All right. Now the thing I like about this right now is that you have your C chord behind that add 9 that you just did. If you pick it up, you're adding another flavor to your playing. Hear that? And the other thing that's neat about that is if you pick up your pointer finger, right, off of that C note, play the C major 7th, right? So now you can do this. There's the add 9, play your C note, lift your... It's pretty, huh? Okay, I just thought I'd throw that in there. But for now, we just want to play around with the C, add 9, and I'm going to do it this way. Same thing as this. It's just different fingers, okay? All right, so C add 9, and then the next one, you'll notice that C add 9, it acts like it needs something else. Because we just went from the E minor 9th. Now we've gone to the C add 9, and it sounds like, well, okay, now what? Okay, let's add the now what. Okay, so let's try out the G sus4, okay? Now, the G sus4, basically, if you know your G chord, all you have to do is take your pointer finger and put it on the 2nd fret, or the 2nd string, 1st fret. And there it is right there. Now, I've seen different variations of this. I've seen some people just pick up this finger and just play the G this way, and then just add the 4th. Hear that? I've seen some people play the C with it, or use their ring finger for the 3rd fret, or they're playing right next to it. I think that's the chord chart I'm showing you. So there's different variations of it. Find what works for you, but the main thing is picking up that note. So you're going from your G. Okay, so let's put those 3 together. Are you ready? Let's see how they sound. Let's see if they close it up. We're going to start with the E minor, or the E minor 9th, yeah? C add 9, D sus4, but it still feels like it needs to go someplace. So these chords tend to love the D chord. Okay, so let's go to it. Back to the E minor ninth. Let's try our E minor ninth up here and hear what it sounds like. So play around with those chords and see what you think. See how they fit for you. And I hope you have a great day out there wherever you are in this world.